It appears that the accumulated debt of the third world is about, the interest to pay it is about £2 million, which is just about what Comic Relief raise in a whole year. Similarly, Jubilee 2000 is an organisation I'm sure you're aware of, Raf, who are organising a human chain in Birmingham when the G8 leaders meet next week. And they're organising to request them to release the third world from some of their debt. Liberation theology has resulted as a response to the previous arrangements whereby third world countries got themselves into serious financial trouble, which resulted in money that had been allocated being misspent and oppressive regimes coming on, etc., etc. And I'm just wondering, do you feel that there is a place for theology? Does theology and economics mix?
Of course there is, and it is because of disregard to this link that all these things are happening which you have referred to in general. Mm. You see, I am an outspoken person, although I want to be very courteous in what I say, but I think in reality you will agree with me that the West should raise protest. Free-minded Western people should raise protests far more against child abuse than against the third world abuse. All the third world has become a laborer to serve the cause of the rich countries. And they're completely bonded to their debts, whatever they owe by way of unserved debts, which go on rising on the money which was lended to them. Mm. There is a clear picture. No man with any knowledge can gainsay this. The monetary system is wrong.
Yes, I agree.
That is the point. Whenever you give money to the poor people and you start getting interest on that money which you loan to them, from then on they are enslaved by you. By you, I mean by the system.
If it's set up that way, yes.
Yes, that's right. Yes, yes. Yes. And they can never wriggle out of this. A factor is completely forgotten, which Islamic economic system keeps in view, that money by itself neither grows nor decreases. Whenever it is bonded to human qualities, then either it begins to grow or it begins to decrease. There is so much which can be proved, which can be presented as an evidence in favor of this claim, that when the banks, for instance, lend money to some people for the sake of their purported business, to promote the business which they have in mind, yes, very often it sinks and sometimes it does not. So money by itself has neither the quality of increasing nor the quality of decreasing, but it depends on who is employing this money. But the interest rate system, the usury system,
yes, it's usury,
turns a blind eye to this fact. They say when we pay money, give money to somebody, it must increase.
And I think we probably agree that the system, usury, let's not mince it. Yes. That's what it is wrong. Now, how else? Do you have a view as to what other system we could generate?
Let me first explain what is the Islamic viewpoint on this. Islam is strictly against usury because, as explained by the founder of Islam, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, that money by itself can neither increase nor decrease. If you put it in a shelf, It will remain exactly as it was.
Mm.
But the system makes it appear to have lost its value or gained its value. By itself, it does not have that quality.
Mm.
So if in the economic system of Islam, as it is, usury is completely forbidden, then a new system would automatically emerge. That is of partnership.
Right.
And when you go for this new system of partnership, everybody will have to take safeguards against the money he employs.
Hmm.
Even the banks will have to. Because if
They
they lose,
certainly will.
they will lose. There, the factor of honesty begins to emerge
Yes.
and
Rather-
ultimately command the entire economy.
Rather than profit.
Rather than profit.
Right. Right.
This is exactly what happened at the time of early Islam when this system was introduced. Amazingly, a person who was one of the greatest jurists of Islam, Imam Abu Hanifa was his name, it was not his business to get money and employ it as he could best do so. But it is reported that millions of rupees or pounds, whatever it was at that time, were sent to him in pockets and
Brown envelope.
yes, with notes, that we trust you. We know you are an honest person.
Yeah.
So please find room for employment of this money.
Yeah.
If you ever do, then if you gain, send us the profit. If you lose, we'll accept it. And he was one of the richest persons of his time because of this.
Mm-hmm.
Although most often his time was spent on jurisprudence, but he has a very clever brain for such things. He most often employed in real estates.
Property member.
And the real estate is a true, genuine, touchstone of economy's growth or its decay. Because in the true real estate, which is free from all usury and interests, will always increase by demand, genuine demand. And when there is lack of genuine demand, then it will decrease its value. So he had a clever mind of employing this money in areas where he knew the real estate is going to pay him rather than cause to lose his money. But some other qualities which he possessed, not only real estate, but about the real estate, but about other things. There is no need to go into detail. Made him, as I said, one of the richest persons. It's another thing altogether. The money he thus gained was spent in good cause of helping the poor. But because he was a selfless person, he didn't have any other employment of that money in his mind than to serve the cause of the poor. So here is an economic system which is safe and sound. Instead of extracting money out of the pockets of the poor, it is filling those pockets.
Right.
And this is a very happy system which can even now be adopted, but will not be adopted because of the selfishness which goes, because of the lack of morality.
I understand.
Ego is the main culprit, ego in man. And atheism, which may be subdued, but in reality, those who genuinely believe in God consider themselves answerable. And when the realization of answerability arises, then it is impossible for them to remain cruel to the poor and the needy, etc., etc. They would be concerned for their cause and will not indulge in any practices which produces the counter effects, contrary effects to this.
Sure.
Right?
Yes.
Thank you.